Disclaimer: all the credit goes to the real owner. I didn't own any photo, video, and music. Only storyline is my own imagination. English is not my first language. I am really sorry for my grammatical mistake and spelling. Please forgive me.
Scream until our last breath, every heartbeat. You know I'll come running. You go to war, then I'm going with you. Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing I won't do. When you sound the alarm and the chaos is rising, leading the charge, yeah, I'm coming, I'm fighting. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never retreat, I'll be your army.
Hi, I am Lee Wine, 25 years old. I am an architecture and most importantly, I have a boyfriend named Kai. He loves me more like anything and me also.
That you put me through, I give it up to you. I do it.
Wine spoke. I was looking for a place to sit down. I didn't find one, so I stood near a charging point at airport. Actually, I am going to Busan for some architecture measurement. I was looking at people around me and suddenly I saw this handsome pilot who was walking on the other side waiting area. He was so good looking that he must have a storm of female fans following him.
You're mine, mine, mine.
We both looked at each other. I saw him walking and talking over the phone. I saw him looking at me a couple of times. I thought maybe he was very busy on a call, and sometimes unknowingly we try to look at someone. But soon I noticed that he didn't take his eyes off me. I felt uneasy. I tried to check if there was anyone around me whom he was gazing at. He was a wind of change, someone at whom all the girls were staring, but his eyes were on me all the time. I felt good and uneasy at the same time. There was a boarding announcement. I got into that quickly. I did notice that the pilot went ahead before the rest because he was the pilot of the same airline I was flying with.
Why are you hiding? Tell me what must I do?
While he was heading towards the gate, he turned back and looked at me. I felt some stares suddenly shine over the dark cloud. I got into the airport underbus. The handsome pilot was standing right next to me. For once, I completely forgot about my work. I was thinking about the pilot who was distracting me by looking at me in the crowd. It felt like yet another movie. Life is like a montage of different movies with different reels which will unfold one at a time. I could see him looking at me through his sunglasses. He was extremely good looking. People around us in the bus had their eyes on him, but he had his eyes on me, and I had no clue where to look, so I started to fiddle with my phone. As I entered the plane, I looked for my seat. I settled down with my favorite book. I wanted to switch off my brain and just relax. I wanted to feel good and breathe the calmness. After a really long time, I was able to relax. I was listening to music as the pilot announced the takeoff. I turned towards my left only to find the same pilot sitting next to me in the vacant seat. My heart skipped a beat. I absolutely had no idea how on earth he had got the seat right next to me. I was surprised that the entire aircraft was full, except for the third passenger seat next to me. I look outside my window. However, I had forgotten to put on my seatbelt. The air hostess greeted the pilot as she came to tell me to put the seatbelt. Before she could, the pilot called out, "Excuse me, can you put on your seatbelt?" After putting on my seatbelt, I said thank you to him. I closed my eyes so that I didn't have to look at him. After all, he was the same guy who kept looking at me. Well, all my plans to read my book had gone out of the window. I just sat tight with my eyes closed. Whatever I opened my eyes, I would see the pilot looking at me. 1 hour had passed. There was 2 more to go. I called the air hostess for a glass of water, but no one came. I was feeling thirsty and uneasy. The pilot noticed and asked me if I needed anything. I said I needed water. He immediately called the air hostess to get me a bottle of water. He introduced himself. "Hi, I am pilot Kim Taehyung." I introduced myself. "Hi, I am Lee Wine." We spoke to each other during the course of our journey. And before leaving, he asked me for my number. Strangely, I didn't hesitate to give it to him. We spoke like we had known each other for many years. We soon landed on Busan. I collected my bags and was about to leave when our paths crossed again. He said, "Wine, you are a beautiful soul and my soul has connected to yours." Suddenly, Kai's face came on my mind, so I just smiled at him. I wish I could accept that even my soul had connected to his soul in the late 3 hours, but I can't cheat on my boyfriend. As I headed outside, I called up the driver. As I was waiting, I saw the pilot, Taehyung, walking towards me. Since I was wearing my sunglasses, I watched him coming closer. I said to myself, "Not again, God." Just when he was about to talk to me, my driver arrived. I got into the car immediately. I don't know what was happening. Can someone fall in love or get attracted to another person when you are already truly in love with the person? And I had actually shared my number with him. I wanted to have lunch before we headed to my hotel. I told the driver to stop at the restaurant so that I could have a quick lunch. I miss Kai. I just wanted to hear her voice. I talk with him on the call sometimes. After that, I cut the call and think, what else does someone need in life when they had such an amazing partner? We soon reached a restaurant on the roadside. He told me this was one of the best restaurants in Busan. As I walked towards the restaurant, I saw a man who looked familiar. It was none other than pilot Kim Taehyung. He came out of his car and said, "Wine, Fate doesn't want us to stay away. It's been chasing us from Seoul." I smiled and said, "Look like you were spying on me and following me." He laughed and said, "I didn't mind if my soul is spying on your soul." After lunch, I come and sit on the car, but the driver said the car broke down. Taehyung watched everything and immediately said, "We can share car if that's okay, or if you don't feel comfortable about it, I could wait here for your car to be repaired." "Okay, please drop me this hotel," I said. He said, "Me too." Taehyung opened the car door for me. He sat next to me in the car. My heart started to beat fast. The weather had turned bad. I loved the weather though. Taehyung and I chatted for a bit. In fact, we both realized that we were getting close, but we were keeping our feelings at sight. Taehyung asked me why I was coming here. I said, "For my work, I am an architect, so I am here for search for some measurement." He looked at me and replied, "Wine, I was in search for you." I didn't know how to respond, so I just smiled. He suddenly held my hand, and I didn't utter a word to pilot Taehyung. We just sat quietly for a while. Taehyung got closer to me. I said, "It's not the right thing to do. I am committed to someone else already." To which he responds, "I'm sorry, but I can't stop myself to being close to you." I felt I had cheated on Kai. How things had changed so suddenly. I am one who was madly in love with Kai. I know what happened was wrong, and yet at the same time I felt complete with Taehyung. I just kept saying to myself, "I am sorry, Kai, for cheating on you. Forgive me." The moment I closed my eyes, I only saw Taehyung. I chose not to close my eyes anymore. Taehyung asked the driver to stop the car. As the driver stepped out of the car, Taehyung moved closer to me. I could feel his finger moving on my hair, and as he slowly tucked my hair behind my ears. I turned and said, "Stop right there. It feels not good, but cheap." He just came closer to me, held my chin in his palm and said, "Look here, Wayne. I'm not cheap guy. I am a reputed pilot who has gone crazy after you. From the time I saw you at the airport, all I wish was to be with you always. Will you be a part of my life?" I said, "Seems like you are too desperate." Taehyung pulled me closer and kissed me on my forehead. I said, "Enough, Taehyung, I can't face you." He immediately said, "Wine, you have feelings for me." Well, but the difference between you and me is that I have expressed my feelings and you are unable to do. I looked at him and said, "Just get the hell out of my hair." He just smiled at me. When I looked at him, I saw the truth in his eyes. I sing and asked what exactly he wanted from me. "Only you, nothing else. I am ready to live my career, in fact myself. I just need you. That's it. Or else I don't need this life." But suddenly I got a message from Kai. He asking me about everything going well or not. I feel something by guilt. I immediately message him that everything is well. Taehyung was watching me. He didn't utter a word. I quickly walked out of the car and it was freaking cold. Taehyung ran towards me and picked me and held me tight inside the car. I had literally cheated on Kai, but how could I stop my feelings? Kai never looked at me the way Taehyung did. We finally reached our hotels, but he told the driver to drive him to another hotel. It was quite shocking, as he had wanted to be around me and could not take his eyes off me. Now he's suddenly leaving. My heart was sinking. I wanted to stop him, but I couldn't. I felt extremely connected with him. He hugged me. A strong connection with a stranger. Felt like a lifetime connection. We are cheating ourselves and running away. He wished to break the barriers, but I had a boyfriend who loved me unconditionally. Then Taehyung pulled back from the hug and went to the car. Seeing him leaving, it gave me a sudden fear. I went to my room and tried to get rid of every memory about Taehyung. Next morning, I wake up, go to the building site for my work, but time to time I think about Taehyung. It felt so wrong that I think about another man. After my work, I headed to a coffee and ordered my coffee. I look around everywhere. This cafe is some romantic vibe. I saw there a lot of couples picture. I went near the wall and looked at the pictures. But my eye suddenly caught a particular couple picture. Is it Kai? But why his picture is here and who is that girl? I called on her of the waiter and asked about this picture. Excuse me, can you please tell me about this guy? Why he's here with a girl picture? The waiter looked at me sometime and said, "You mean Mr. and Mrs. Nam? They often come here." I was shocked. I asked him if he was sure. My heart was beating very fast. The waiter came with the customer diary and I saw their wedding picture. I was broken. My trust was broken. Here I had feeling guilty all along, but what about him and his wife? If there was something wrong, he could have told me instead of cheating on me. Maybe Taehyung was the biggest indication that something was not right. I remember Taehyung telling me nothing happened without a reason, or maybe it's karma.